Why to buy gold and silver? Have you seen what they're doing to our currency? Okay, and it's not just us. Around the world, they are printing up money. They have no idea what else to do to solve our problems other than print up money. The problem is that this isn't the first time there's been a government that's had issues that decided that printing money is the solution, right? There's been a lot of governments, there's been a lot of different forms of money, there's been a lot of different kinds of money throughout the years. And this has been tried over and over and over again, and it always ends in failure. Okay? It's the easiest thing to do to say, hey, we have a problem. What should we do? Instead of fixing the problem, we just print money. Okay? So what do I see as likely happening with the United States dollar, and why I believe that gold and silver are going to absolutely go up massively in value? Well, here in the United States, we can print some money. We can get away with printing a little money. Yeah, we're seeing inflation. It's not good. It's definitely not good that we gave a little bit of money out and now we're seeing this kind of inflation. But think of what happens when other countries do it, and they're all doing it. Okay, they are all printing money like that, like never before. Um, what's going to happen? Eventually, there is going to be a loss of faith. Okay, in small currencies. Now, these currencies they lose faith all the time. Especially in countries like Africa. Countries, third world countries. Whenever a new guy comes in, he takes all the old money and keeps it for himself and starts up a new money. Anyhow, regardless, what do I think is going to happen with money? Um, I believe that these smaller countries, they're going to the citizens are going to start to lose faith. They're going to see the money printing that's happening. They're going to see the insanity, and they're going to want to get into United States dollars. Okay, might not happen right now. All right, because right now everybody is still happy and everybody is still feeling good about all this money printing, and they feel like everything's fixed. We're going back to normal. We're not going back to normal. All right, there's no chance. They are destroying the economic system. Regardless, the money printing. My cat is shaking the camera. Um, the people in these small countries are going to eventually really. My top of my head is not that big. Come on, it's the angle from the cat shaking it. The people in these small countries are eventually going to do anything to get a hold of the United States dollar. Anything. Um, they just they know. Get your butt out of here. Um, they they've seen enough currency failures to realize what time it is and what's going to happen. So there's going to be pressure on the United States dollar. It's going to be wanted worldwide. Okay, and so what's our likely response to that? I mean, if our dollar is wanted worldwide, then that will do things like make the stock market go down, make prices of stuff go down because they want our dollar so bad they'll sell it to us for cheaper. And like I said, I know we're seeing inflation right now. Okay, um, I just don't. I don't think it's going to last that long. I believe that other currencies will start to fail and people will panic into the United States dollar, and we'll start seeing small countries have issues, and then medium-sized countries have issues, and eventually we'll everybody's going to have issues. I mean, once the value of the dollar goes up, the government is going to take it like, holy Jesus, we printed up all that money and the value of the dollar went up. Now we are just going to do anything we want. We will print up so much money. We will give $10,000 stimulus checks We will make everybody so happy. And obviously, it's bad. There's no other way to put it, but it's bad. Um, Eventually, we will have the United States dollar will have its own currency crisis. It's not going to happen. It's not going to be the first. It's most likely going to be one of the last. But the United States dollar will have a currency crisis. You cannot have more debt than you could ever possibly repay. We all know anybody that can do basic math understands that we're never paying this debt back. You cannot have that much debt and just feel like you can print money as much as you want and without consequences. And we have done it in the past without consequences, but that's before we got to the point where we owe, you know, by in a couple of years it's going to be $1 million per taxpayer, $1 million in government debt per taxpayer. Do you realize if the inflation rate goes to the bond rate goes to 5%, that's $50,000 a taxpayer just to pay back the debt. That doesn't include anything. It doesn't include paying for your cops, your schools. That's just money that's already been wasted. Okay. Regardless, what I believe that there will be a currency crisis. You cannot have this much debt. And yeah, we've had debt in the past, but it keeps going. We've had this debt that kind of went up a little bit, and then it kind of went up like that, and now it's going up higher, and the next phase will be for it to go straight up. And it's not until that next phase that people will start to realize what's happening, and that the dollar is doomed. They might still call it the dollar. There have been many changes in the dollar. Even just in my lifetime, there have been major changes in the dollar because the dollar's failed. Um, Regardless, it's going to, when this panic happens, and it is going to happen. It's probably going to be one of the last currencies to happen to, and it could get stronger. I actually think the dollar could get stronger in the meantime. But when it does happen, people will not know what to do. Okay, they won't know what to do with their currency. They're going to want to buy anything that can't be printed. Okay, you cannot print up gold. You cannot print up silver. I really like those a little bit more than real estate. I think real estate is okay, I guess, to buy. It can't be printed, but the taxes are going to be going up. When there's a currency crisis, the government is going to get its share. Taxes will be going up, insurance will be going up, everything will be going up, and it's not going to be just an easy, I buy this and I'm going to make a bunch of money off of it. It's not going to be quite as easy as gold and silver, because gold and silver have represented money for thousands of years, and in times of crisis, they will we will return to it. And I'm not saying we're going to use it as currency. Obviously not. We're just going to redo the dollar, just like they've done every other time the dollar has failed. Um, but every other time the dollar has failed, there's been some serious consequences. Silver was what, $50 an ounce in the 1970s, which God only knows how much how much that would be in today's dollars, but it would be a lot. Okay. And there's going to be a fight over, once our currency fails, there's going to be a fight over what's the next world reserve currency. And people trust governments that have gold. Okay, it's that simple. They trust governments that have gold, and they trust governments that have a military as well. That's a side factor. But China has been hoarding gold. Russia has been hoarding gold. All these countries are just hoarding gold, not the United States. Okay, they're planning for what's going to happen, and they're going to try and take over the U.S. dollar for the world reserve currency. People will at this point, people will do anything to get a hold of gold and silver. I think it could easily go to $10,000 plus an ounce for gold, and silver $300 an ounce. You know, you can buy it. You can buy it for. I'm thinking when the dollar strengthens, you maybe be able to get it for 10. Who knows? Maybe even less, and then sell it for 300. Um, this is, remember, people, I'm just a theorist. I'm just somebody who likes to think these things out. I'm not a financial advisor. Um, if you have concerns, always talk to your financial advisor. They can get you into the right products for every person is different. For every person has a different risk factor. Every person has different goals. Some people's goals are just not to lose money. Some people's goals are to be very risky and try and make a bunch of money. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just somebody who enjoys the game and understands the game as complicated as it is, understands parts of the game and is always working to understand more. So buy gold, buy silver, especially buy it if the price goes down. Like I suspect that it will. The dollar will get stronger. Gold and silver will most likely go down. Um, and hold on to it. Buy physical. Don't buy the paper piece of paper that says you own silver in a vault somewhere, because they print up hundreds of those for every ounce of silver that's actually in the vault, thinking that nobody will ever come to claim it.